is today we're at SM today. There's lots and lots of people here selling flowers, and there's lots of people just dropping off. They're all sounding their horn because they want to turn around, and these two cars have just sat there in the middle of the road, and all of those cars down there are chock-a-block. It's about understanding road manners, understanding about parking properly. That taxi driver, well, that's why there's problems on the road. I'm going to talk about congestion. So he's not even supposed to be there. He's supposed to be queuing with the rest of those taxis. Mental, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to talk about traffic and congestion in Davao, because lots of people are making comments at the moment. Dunkin' Donuts! Look at that, open 24 hours a day. Get your Dunkin' Donut coffee and fix. Wow, SM Langen. Traffic, traffic, traffic. Oh look, there's a nice Range Rover. Somebody's rich. So as I was saying, I think there should be lay-bys like there is here to let the jeepneys pull in, so they're not actually stopping in the outside lane. Yeah. The other thing is that I walk on the road because there isn't a footpath. Yeah. And it becomes a little bit difficult for somebody old like me to turn around and walk. But there's a nice little lay-by here, and jeepneys pull into it. But if they're not allowed to pull into this lay-by, then they stop here, which means the two lanes becomes one lane. And because the CTMO don't want people parking, you can see what they've done with the sign. And the sign says no parking, no dropping off, no picking up, no waiting. But really they should make use of lay-bys like this, so that jeepneys can pull in and then pull out, and people can wait for the jeepneys. Hello, Mum. But what they do is they put these wire barriers up. There is a reason behind it. I don't know all the reasons. I just know that if you're driving out along Quimpio, or you're driving out along JP Laurel, or you're doing MacArthur, there aren't drop-off areas. There's big barriers like this fence here that you can't stop, and you're not allowed to stop. But jeepneys do, because this is where people queue to turn around and catch a jeepney that's going into Davao from downtown Sasa, and it's going to downtown Davao at Gmail, and the road here is going left. So congestion will get longer and longer and longer. I mean, the traffic over there is 3 lanes wide, but that jeepney and the bikes should be turning right, because that is how the traffic system works. Turn right on the inside lane. Understanding the road culture, or standing in the middle of the road waiting. not easy. Every country I've been to has problems with its traffic and its congestion. London exactly the same. What London does is they turn around and put a charge on you coming into London, the E-zone, or it's going to be the congestion charging. So you have a car, they want to make it simple, they want to make it easy, and then they charge you for it. There we go, so the jeepney goes straight off, and those 3 lanes go down into 2 now, or you go right like that guy is supposed to do, and that's what's supposed to happen. But it does take a long time to travel now if you're using public transport, and that's why people are buying cars. Most of these cars have just got single occupancy. It's just one person. And as I was mentioning earlier, there are all these reports about taking an hour and a half to get from downtown Pampanga, or you're over at Mintal trying to come in to turn around and go along Quimpio, or you're coming along JP L'Oreal. There is a traffic problem, and it's created by the people. This is my mind. There we go. So this is 2 lanes. One lane goes left and one lane goes right. But you can see it's very, very busy. This road goes up towards the airport. And there are areas within Davao where the restaurants are closing because there isn't footfall, because people don't want to go to those areas. And one of them is Demosa Gateway here, and restaurants open and close really, really, really frequently here because it's difficult to travel to. It's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. There is parking, but 5 or 6 of these restaurants here are all closed because it's difficult to turn around and travel to that area. Hey! There we go. So we've got Yellow Cab Pizza. Wow, whoa. There we go, that's called the Lanes, that condominium over there. And there's 10 of them going to be opening soon. 1,800 condos. And if, let's turn around and say 75% have cars, that's another 1,500 cars on the road. And that means traffic down here is going to get a little bit more congested. A little bit more slower. And this road here is not a jeepney road. It doesn't have a license to run jeepneys. It's only along JP L'Oreal. So if you want to travel here, you've got a pedicab or a taxi. So the metropolis called Davao City is getting modern. It's getting busier. It's becoming a hub. And with that becomes more affluence, and with that becomes more prestige, and with that prestige becomes cars and vehicles, and that means they travel on the road. That means governments make more money from emissions, or from taxes, and from all the add-ons that running a car gives to the government. Anyway, there's McDonald's and there's Starbucks. I'm going to go and buy some eggs. Here's the electric light post in the middle. That's what you have to deal with. And this is all the water connections that are going across somebody's house and around the back of somebody's property. And here's another Davao light. There we go, there's the electric cable. And there's all of the squiddly diddly middly, the spaghetti that I call it, that is all prevalent, and it used to be for years and years and years. And what they got to do is get rid of it and then put it underground like they've done in the rest of Davao. But at least Davao's ahead of Manila and Cebu doing their underground cabling. There's Starbucks there on the left hand side. But this is life and this is the traffic. There's a lady, she's flagging down a taxi. It's quiet today mainly because the school that's down here on the right hand side, the Japanese school, isn't running today. There's Annie, look, see, there we go. This is what I find amazing. You get like these cars just pull up on the side of the road and park. But hey ho, it is what it is. There's a couple of restaurants that are actually just been opened in Davao. Yeah, one of them is a place called the Steakhouse that's actually on Bahanging. I'm going to go over and have a look at that. I went down there today once I got the scooter fixed. I couldn't find it. I didn't know where it is. I didn't turn around, and I got it on Google Maps. I went there and it kept taking me to McDonald's and Burger King, Chow King and Jollibee. So I don't know where it actually is, so I'm going to find that. There is another all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant that's down in by the police headquarters at Ecoland. And he's asking which way we've got to go. It's straight. That's open, so I'm going to go down and have a look at that in the next week or the week after. And there's a guy called Simon Dabs over on Samal. He's invited me to go to Samal, so I'm going to arrange with Simon now that I've got my scooter back. Tyres are okay, engine's been serviced, the water's done, but I had to wait for my registration documentation to arrive. That's why I've not been riding it. There's a big crackdown here about riding people are riding on their scooters about the exhausts. They got this straight through manifold, and also not having the registration for your documentation. So I've got the bike done, it's registered, the new number plate's registered from last year, so that's okay. OCR and CR is all complete. So I'll be doing a little bit more riding. First ride I'm going to do is tomorrow. As I said in my earlier video, I'm going down to Melita. 3.5 hours there, and going to have some lunch with Annie's brother. I'm going with Jim, and then we're going to be riding back. We're out tonight because we need to look for some fish oil and omega-3 for Annie's brother's wife, and that's Markla. And I'm also going to get some money here because there's a seminar in Davao on the 14th of July, and I want Annie to go along to it because it's about stocks and shares and how they work and how you buy them and how you get invested in stocks and shares. She's got no money, but she can understand how it works, and when she starts working she can turn around and she can invest. Anyway,